Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you are and when you're listening to this. So, I am an intimacy behavioral therapist, and if you've been listening to my videos, you know a little bit about what I do. And now I'm beginning to describe more about the actual sexual problems, and this is the second one, speaking about premature ejaculation, probably the most common sexual dysfunction for men out there, if not one of the top. And I'm going to share a little bit more about how it manifests in the body and what by way of description. So a person who suffers from this chronically is usually someone who is feeling throughout the day a sense of arousal building if they're like anticipating having an encounter later in the day. And they tend to get aroused very quickly, get erections quickly, although not always, but generally. And then they feel that they're almost ready to ejaculate at any time thereafter, and so they feel really out of control. Their arousal level has shot from like 0 to 100 in like no time, constantly. So the arousal, or the way I like to define this is like by way of a analogy of a car analogy. So bear with me. For people with PE, it's like being in a race car where they're going from point A to point B very fast. And they're not taking in any of the sights along the way. They're just going right from where they begin to their destination, right? In order to shift that, how that would look is that they would become somebody that can be in like a Volkswagen, let's say, taking in all the sights and gradually getting to their destination. And the sights that they're taking in or they're enjoying are what I liken to arousal levels that they're skipping right past. So one of the myths about PE is that, well, I'm just so super sensitive. My penis, my body, to the touch, I'm just more sensitive than others. And I found that not to be true. I found that what they're missing is the ability to, as I mentioned in an earlier video, to be able to sink into the discomfort, and in this case, the sweet discomfort of arousal, be able to breathe into and maintain that level so that they can really elongate that experience in like looking sightseeing, like really taking something in. So that's an arousal level. And there's another analogy, like almost like rock climbing, like when you let's say you're rock climbing and you're getting towards the very top, the summit, and you look up and it looks like you're just about there. That could be orgasm, right? However, there are these ledges that you can't see along the way, just between you and your destination to the summit. Those levels are maybe very heightened levels of arousal, yet you can learn to withstand them and to breathe into them and to feel them, which enables you to last longer. So this is a mechanism I find works, or a way that works over and over for people who are struggling. I'll share more later about how my process and my program with these guided touch exercises really works with this. I call this arousal navigation, and I apply it in a different situations, so I'll explain that as well. But this just gives you a little insight into what I've learned about what the grip of premature ejaculation can do to a person, and how it really manifests in the body. And it is, the good news is that as I said earlier, it really potentially takes really well to the process that I offer, because it's really slowing people down into their body so they can really truly feel what's happening. And again, practice doing what's uncomfortable, which is, or counterintuitive to the body when one feels heightened. You want to tense and just run and go forward, rather learn to be able to stay where you are and feel. So I hope that makes sense, and I'll explain a little bit more soon. Thank you so much.